stand before you today not as a politician or businessman, but as a citizen of this great nation, for it is the American citizens in which there lies the potential for a bright future of our country. The citizens of the United States have always been the source of our successes, but unfortunately they have also been the recipients of the failures of our government that happen all too often in this day and age. Unfortunately, Missouri was not enough to offset the elections that occurred in states such as California, who selected Barack Obama as our next president. The point is, we have a new president preparing to take office who doesn't exactly share our values, ideals, and beliefs. So between now and the beginning of his first term, we must brace ourselves for the new Marxist regime of spreading the wealth and punishing success, policies that could be lethal to our capitalist society. We must form a united front called the Conservative Underground in an attempt to take back this country in the name of the American citizens and the individual liberties and freedoms that God has given us such a privilege to obtain for ourselves. This new league will be led primarily by Sean Hannity and other great thinkers of our time on a national scale, but locally I am choosing to lead a division of the Conservative Underground that will be managed for the most part by the youths of the great cities of our area. We're going to reclaim the freedoms that the Founding Fathers who created the Constitution and Bill of Rights originally bestowed upon us through their own sacrifices and hard work, despite the fact that they would not be affected by the state of either freedom or slavery of the future generations of the greatest country on this God-given earth, the United States of America. I say we follow their examples and unite today to restore justice to our people and to ensure that every American, every Joe the plumber, everyone regardless of race, religion, and sex, regardless of social status or wealth, everyone deserves a voice in our government because we the people are more important than the money that politicians earn through their ridiculous bills stuffed with earmarks, and we will succeed in the recapturing of our government. We will not be silenced by the fools in Washington who claim to be representing us, but are really only representing their bank accounts. Nor will we be disheartened if they succeed in the passing of unconstitutional laws such as the Fairness Doctrine, which would silence talk radio. No, we will fight through any peaceful means available to stop these morons from completely annihilating the principles of the Constitution. We won't sit still while the United States of America and the principles it was built upon are destroyed for the benefit of some politician who feels that his happiness is more important than our freedom. We are America and we're proud of our freedom. And so I call upon you today to join our effort to bring justice to our government, to stop its tyrannical rampage, to say no more will we allow such failures to occur, and to declare this ground as ours, to declare our freedoms as ours, to make this United States of America once again our United States of America. This is the new conservative movement, and we will fight for what's ours. Now, the radical left wants change. We've seen their change. We saw it in the communist government of the Soviet Union. Well, I have some news for those leftists. The people of America are not the people of the Soviet Union. Our morals are not the morals of the Soviet Union, and we will not let our government become the government of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union failed because of their policies, and I'm determined to make sure that America doesn't fail because of those same policies. You know, the liberals told me I was no threat, that I'd never make it in the real world. They said that I couldn't do it. Well, under their society, they would be right. Nobody can make it anywhere because anyone who worked hard to make a dime would have that dime confiscated and given to somebody who didn't work so hard. Well, we conservatives call that punishing success, and we fight to stop it. We believe in rewarding success, to create incentives to work hard, and this is why. These two stories are similar, but one is played out under a capitalist society, and the other under a liberal society. So here goes. Under capitalism, the ants worked hard in the withering heat all summer long, building his house and laying up supplies for the winter. The grasshopper thinks the ant is a fool and laughs and dances and plays the summer away. Come winter, the ant is warm in his comfortable home and well fed. The grasshopper, however, has no food or shelter, so he dies out in the cold. Under liberalism, the ant works hard in the withering heat all summer long, building his house and laying up supplies for the winter. The grasshopper thinks the ant is a fool and laughs and dances and plays the summer away. Come winter, the grasshopper calls a press conference and demands to know why the ants should be warm and well fed while the others are cold and starving. NBC, CBS, and ABC, and CNN, and PBS all show up to provide pictures of the shivering grasshopper next to a video of the ant in his comfortable home with a table full of food. Next, Kermit the Frog appears on Oprah with the grasshopper and everybody cries when they sing It's Not Easy Being Green. Jesse Jackson organizes a mob in front of the ant's house to kneel down and pray to God for the grasshopper. Then Jesse has the group sing We Shall Overcome. Finally, the EEOC creates an Equal Equity and Anti-Grasshopper Act. Hillary Clinton gets her old law firm to represent the grasshopper in a defamation suit against the ant. The case is held by a panel of judges that Bill Clinton appointed from a list of single-parent welfare recipients. The ant loses the suits. Having nothing left to pay with, the government confiscates its home. The grasshopper's new government-provided home, which just so happens to be the ant's old home, is crumbling to pieces because he doesn't take care of it. The ant has disappeared in the snow. The grasshopper is found dead in a drug-related incident. A mob of spiders takes over the home and terrorizes the once peaceful neighborhood. You see, conservatives don't want to see this second scenario, and so will fight to stop it from happening. This is Drew Underwood of the great city of Springfield, Missouri, founder of the modern Conservative Party of America, and I am officially declaring today to be the day of a new era. An era where we are free from Marxist rule and we keep the money we work so hard to earn. I am nominating Danny Dayton, Molly Elizabeth Owens, and yours truly to the First Council of the Conservative Underground Central Youth Division, the alliance of young conservatives that will bring us into this new era. Amen, and God bless America.